Okay, all right. So Alexander and Steve, both of you are there now.
Yes, sir.
Shall we start the session?
Okay, sir.
So let's start with a new chapter. This chapter is from statistics, and in this chapter we will be learning about index number. So firstly, we will start with the meaning of index number. So what is actually index number? So see, just like any other tool, just like dispersion and mean and median and mode, what is actually mean, median, mode, dispersion, or what are all of these things are? So these are the statistical tools, and every statistical tool have different use, right? Statistical tool, and all statistical tools have different uses. Like if we want to calculate, if we want to find out average of a particular series, then in order to find out the average, we use tool of mean. By applying the method of mean, we can find out the average. If we want to find out the variation in a series, in the items of a series, so in order to determine the variation or degree of variation, we can use a tool which is called dispersion. Similarly, if we want to find the relationship or relation between different variables, so in order to calculate or find the relationship, we can use a statistical tool which is called correlation. Similarly, if we want to find out what is the most frequently repeated number, so in order to find out the frequently repeated number, we can apply the mode. So all of these are the various statistical tool. Mean, dispersion, correlation, and mode are all different statistical tool having different requirement or purpose. Similarly, index number is what? Index number is also a statistical tool. Index number is also what? It is a statistical tool. Just like any other tool, it is also a statistical tool. But what is the use of this tool? This is used to find out the change in a particular variable, change in a variable over a period of time, change in a variable over a period of time. So if you want to find out how a particular variable is changing over a period of time, so you can use this tool which is called index number. Let's suppose if you want to, if I wanted to know that price of the commodity in the year 2015, I'm talking about the price is the variable. So if I want to know that price in the year 2015 for a commodity was 100 rupees only. Now in the year 2022, price of the same commodity is 100 and let's suppose 45 rupees. So I wanted to know how much the price of a commodity changes over the period of time. How much how much price of a commodity have changed during 7-year period. So to find out the change that have occurred in price of commodity A, we can use the method which is called index number. Now, for now, it may seems easy. It is simply why we are required to apply the index number. We can simply calculate the change here is if price of the commodity rose from 100 to 140, that means price rises by 45%. Simple. But what if there are numerous number of commodity? Let's say there are 50 commodities here, A, B, C, D, E, F. There are numerous number of commodities are here, and we want to find out the change in price of the commodity overall. What is the change? What change have occurred over a period of time in the price of commodity in the 7-year period? How prices of commodity have changed during 7-year period? Then we cannot calculate the change in price of a commodity item by item. In that case, we can simply apply this tool and find out the index number. That will give us an idea how much the price have changed over a period of time. So in simple term, we can say that index number is a statistical tool which is used to calculate or find the change that has occurred in a variable over a period of time. So what do you mean by variable? So Stephen Alexander, variable simply means anything that can be measured in terms of number. Anything that can be measured in terms of number is a variable. So here, what do we want to actually calculate? We want to find out how much a particular variable is changing over a period of time. Let's say if I wanted to know the change have taken place, what change have taken place in the value of sales over the period, and the period is from 2012 to 2020. I'm analyzing the sales of a particular firm. Let's say I'm talking about Reliance India Limited, and I wanted to know how much the price of the sales of the Reliance India Limited have changed over a period of time. Then which tool I can use? Can I use the dispersion? Can I use mean, mode, or correlation? Answer is no. In that case, if I wanted to know the change that has occurred in a particular variable over a period of time, for that purpose, I have only one option. I can use index number only. Is this clear to you, Alexander and Steve? Any doubts?
Clear, sir.
Clear. Okay, now let's come to the definition. Let's cover it through the PowerPoint. So what is index number? An index number measures the relative change in price, quantity, or value, or some other item of interest from one time period to another time period. That means if there is change arising in any variable over a period of time, we can calculate it through index number. So index number measures the relative change that is arising over a period of time in a particular variable. An index number measures how much a variable changing over a time. We calculate the index number by finding the ratio of the current value to a base value. I will talk about this part later, but let's just focus that what is actually index number. Index number is something that measures the change in a variable over a period of time. Now, how index number is calculated and what is the method by which index number can be constructed? Let's talk about that. So just a minute, let me explain this in detail. See in order to, let's just take an example to understand the index number. Let's suppose I'm talking about item A. There are two items, A and B, and their prices are given. Price of A in the year 2015 was 80 rupees and the price of B commodity was 20 rupees only. Now in the year 2022, their prices have increased. Their current prices are 120 rupees and B is currently selling at rupees 30. Now I wanted to know collectively that how much is the price, how much there is a change in price of commodity collectively in collective change in price of commodity and commodity B. So for that purpose, I can use index number. And how index number works, let me tell you. Let me just give you a little idea that what do? We basically add the price of the commodity in the year 2015 and sum total of it will be 100. Sum total of the price of both the commodity in the current year will be 120 plus 30, it will be 150. So now in order to find out the change, what do? We will simply divide 150 by 100 and multiply it by 100. Why we are multiplying it by 100? Because we always, the index number is calculated in terms of percentage. So 150 divided by 100, it will be 150%. You're getting my point? It means that price of the commodity have, comparatively, it is 150% of the price that was prevailing in the year 2015. Currently, the price of commodity is 150% as compared to the price prevailing in the 2015. Or you can also interpret it as that, see, whatever the percentage that you calculate, 100 is always considered as the base percentage. 100 is considered as the base percentage, and any value other than above the 100% indicate the rise in price. So if percentage is 150%, that means price have risen by 50%, price increased by 50%. So if you ask me, sir, how much there is a change in price of commodity in, how much there is a change in price of commodity as compared to the year 2015. So I can say that there is a 50% increase in the price of the commodity. Is that clear to you, Alexander?
Yes, sir. But how 50%?
How 50%? See, what I'm saying, that whatever the, let's suppose index number you have got is 124%, let's suppose. So this 124% indicate that price is currently 124% of the price prevailing in the year 2015. Let's suppose we are comparing the prices of 2 years, that is, one is 2015 and one is 2022. So if index number we have got is 124%, that means that price is currently 124% of the 2015 price. So let's suppose price in the year 2015 was, let's suppose price in the year 2015 was 100 rupees, for example, right? And so if I say that currently the price is 124% of 100, how much it will be? Can you tell me that? Can you calculate it on the calculator? When you will calculate it on calculator, you will find that 124% of 100 rupees means 124 rupee, right? So that
Yes.
means how much is the rise in price in how much is the rise in price of the commodity as compared to 2015? 24, na?
20. Yeah.
So can we say, instead of saying that the current price is 124 rupee, instead we can also say that price have risen by 24 rupees as compared to the price that was prevailing in 2015? Can we say that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if I have to interpret it like this, can I say that in 124, 100 was the base? 100 was the base means, base basically mean this price indicate that price was 100 rupees in the base year, and the remaining part of 124, that is 24, indicate the rise in price of the commodity. Can we say that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So similarly, 150% means that 100% is the base. It does not indicate the rise in price. Only the value above the 100% indicate the rise in price. So if percentage is 150%, that means price rises by 50% only. If percentage is 126%, index number is 126%, that means there is a increase in price of commodity by 26% only. Get it? Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, now we will talk about this in detail, but let's now focus how do we actually calculate index number. So we are going to talk about the construction of index number. Construction of index number basically means calculation of index number. So Alexander, index number can be constructed by two ways. We have two types of index number. One is called the simple index number. Simple index number. And then we have the other type, which is called weighted index number. Right? Then simple index number. So these are the various types of index number, simple or the weighted. Now, in order to find out the simple index number, we have two methods. First is called the simple aggregative method. Simple aggregative method. Okay. And in order to find out the simple and aggregative method, we have this formula. By simple aggregative method, we can construct the index number, and In order to construct the index number, we apply this formula. The formula is pretty simple. Simple is because we have only, we have to add the P1 and we have to divide it by P0 and multiply it by 100. We get the index number. So it is the easiest method of calculating index number. P1 divided by P0 into 100. P1 basically means, see, just try to understand here. Let's suppose if we are comparing prices of 2 years. We are comparing the price of 2015 with the price of 2020, right? So the initial year is called the base year. If 2015 is given and then there is 2020, so 2015 is the initial year, 2020 is the latest year. So latest year is called the current year and the initial year is called the base year. So base year, the price prevailing in the base year, Alexander, is called the P0, base year price, and price that is prevailing in the current year is called P1. Got it? Let's suppose if the price of the commodity in the year 2015 was 80 rupee and same commodity now cost 120 rupees in the year 2020. That means 120 is the current year price and 80 rupees is the base year price. So base year is indicated by P0 and 120 current year price is indicated by P1. Tell me, Alexander, is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, we have one more method to construct the simple index number, which is called simple average. Simple average
But sir, why is
of,
there
yes,
why is there the sign, the sigma sign?
sigma is basically for the total prices of all the commodity. So let's
Oh,
suppose we are comparing the prices of 5 commodities A, B, C, D, E, and price of all 5 commodity in the year 2015 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. So when you will total the price of the year 2015, you will get sigma of all the price, summation of all the price. This is sigma P1. And similarly, when you will total the prices prevailing in the year 2020, prices of all the commodity to, let's suppose price of A was 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, like this. So sum total of all the prices prevailing in the base in the current year will be called summation of the, sorry, this will be P0 and this will be P1. Tell me, is this clear to you?
yes, sir, clear.
So therefore we have applied sigma in the formula. Okay, so there is the other method as well, which is called simple average of price relative method. Simple average of price relative method, and this formula is also, it seems similar, but there is a difference, and that difference will be evident only when we will be calculating the index number by applying this formula. So for now, the formula is sigma P1 divided by P0 into 100, and then we will divide it by number of items in the question, n. So this is the formula to calculate the simple index number. Noted?
Yes, sir.
Now let's talk about the weighted index number. So Alexander, in weighted index number also have two formulas, two method, which is one of which is called weighted aggregative method. Weighted aggregative method. And then we have the other method as well, which is called weighted. Okay, just let me write the formula for weighted aggregative method. So see, weighted aggregative method have 3 formulas, and all these formula were given by different statisticians, all different economists. So the first formula to calculate weighted index number under weighted aggregative method was given by Lespier. So the formula that Lespier have given is called Lespier's method. Formula to calculate weighted index by weighted aggregative method that was given by Lespier is known as Lespier's method. And what is the formula? The formula is P01. P01 is a sign of index number. Na? Just like if you are willing to find out the correlation, then you use R. If you want to calculate mean, then you use X bar. If you want to calculate mode, then sign for mode is M0, MO. So similarly, to calculate index number, we use P01. And the formula under Lespier's method is sigma P1 Q0, then sigma P0 Q0 into 100. So you are not required to think a lot about the formula. Otherwise, you will get confused. Right now, we are just writing the formula. We will be applying this formula when we will be solving questions one by one. So I'm just writing all the formula now, so that after writing the formula, we can start with the question directly. So there are various formulas. So after Lespier method, we have the other method as well, which is called Pache's method. So Pache's method says the formula to calculate index number by Pache's method is P01 equals to sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1 into 100. And after that, we have one more formula under weighted aggregative method, the third formula, which is called Fisher's ideal method. Fisher's ideal method. And it basically combined the formula which was given by Lespier and Pache, and Fisher gave his formula something like this: P01 equals to sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0, then into 100 sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1. Then he put an under root upon this formula, and then he multiplied it with the 100. So this is the formula for Fisher's ideal method. And if you look closely, you will notice that Fisher have did nothing, but only he have combined the formula which was given by Lespier and Fisher, multiplied it by 100, and he put it under root. All right, so see, so you will see that Lespier's method is sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0, and Pache method is sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1. And what Fisher have done, Fisher have simply multiplied both the formula and cover it with the under root. You're still writing it, Alexander?
No, sir, done.
Any problem understanding anything? You are just you should not be concerned about how these formula work. I'm just writing all the formula at once. We will be talking about all the formula one by one, and believe me, these are very, very easy. You are not going to have any trouble solving question based on these formula. Okay. So under the weighted index number, we have two methods: weighted aggregative method, and under weighted aggregative method, we have three formula: Lespier, Pache, and the Fisher's ideal method. Now we will talk about the second method under the weighted aggregative method, which is called weighted average of price relative method. Weighted average of price relative method. So weighted average of price relative method. What is weighted average of price relative method, sir? So it is very simple. P01 equals to sigma R W divided by sigma W into 100. This is the formula for calculating weighted average of price relative method. So these are the different formula that we will be doing in this question. And after completing this, I think this chapter will be over, except a few things. Or basically all of these formula is equivalent to almost 80-85% of this chapter. Okay. So shall we start with the simple aggregative method, simple index number? So okay, let's start with the first question. So this is the simple aggregative method, and based on simple aggregative method, we will be solving this question. So you will have to note it down, Alexander and Steve. Please write these values. Okay, just let's do one thing. Just a minute. Let me give you a question. Let me write the question. Just a minute. Let me take a simple question. Items, and let's suppose price for the year 2016 is given, and then price for the year 2020 is also given. Okay, so price items are, let's suppose these are the item A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so real item can also be taken. Rice, onion, potato, wheat, oil, anything else can also be taken. Right now I have taken items as A, B, C, D, and E. And price of these items in the year were, let's suppose it was of 50 rupees and 100, then 20, 200, and let's suppose it was of rupees 80. Then price in the current year for the same commodities were 70 rupees, then 125, 30, 215, and let's suppose it is of 90 rupees. Okay, now using these information, we need to construct the index number. So question is construct index number. Construct index number using number one, simple aggregative method. And B is simple average of price relative method. Okay. So I hope question is clear to you, Alexander and Steve.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what we will be doing, we will be solving this question. Firstly, we will calculate the index number by simple aggregative method. So in the solution, you will have to note this entire table again. And since my table is already constructed, so I won't be writing it again. You will have to note it down one more time while solving it. So just a minute here. Okay, so firstly we will calculate the index number by which method? The simple aggregative, just a minute, let me do it here. Simple aggregative method A. So for calculating simple aggregative method, we will be applying this formula P01 equals to, what is the formula? Formula is simply sigma P1 divided by sigma P0 into 100. This is it. So in order to find out sigma P1, what we will be doing, we will be totaling the current year prices. Current year price, sum total of current year price is called sigma P1. Sum total of current price is called sigma P1, and sum total of base year price is called sigma P0. Done. So see, base year is called base year, the price of base year is called P0. So here we can write P0, and price of the current year is called the P1. So let's total all the prices. 70 plus 125 plus 30 plus 215 plus 90. So 530 is the sigma P1, right? And sigma P0 is 50 plus 100 plus 20 plus 200 plus 80. 450 is the sigma P0. So 530 divided by 530 divided by 450 into 100. Solve this and find out the index number. 530 divided by 450 into 100, we will get 117.77. 117.77. This is the index number. Tell me, Alexander, is this clear to you? Steve, is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Now, how do you interpret this? You will interpret it as there is a 17% rise in the price of the commodity since 2015, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have to calculate the index number again by the simple average of price relative method. So in that case, we will be applying this formula P01 equals to sigma of P1 P0 into 100 divided by number of items. So now pay a close attention here. This part, the nominator part of this formula is called price relative. This is called price relative, and we need to find out the index number by averaging the price relative. Therefore it is called price relative, simple average of price relative method. You're getting my point, Alexander, that this section, the nominator part of the formula, is called price relative. So we need to find out the price relative, then we will have to divide it by the number of items to find out the simple average of price relative. So we have to find out the index number by simple average of price relative method. So is this clear to you that this section
Yes,
is
sir.
called? Okay. So now in order to apply this formula and calculate the index number, firstly we will have to find out the price relative in the question. So let's come to the table. Since the nominator of the formula requires us to divide the P1 by P0, right, and multiply it by 100. So we will be calculating the relative prices of each commodity. We will be calculating the relative price of each commodity for every by comparing the price of both the years 2020 and 2015. So for calculating the relative price, we will be dividing the 70 by 50, 70 by 50 into 100. So 70 by 50 into 100 will be 140%, 140, right? Similarly, 125 divided by 100 into 100, it will be 125. Then we will divide 30 by 20, multiply it by 100, we will get 150. Then 215 divided by 200 into 100 equals to 215 divided by 200 into 100 equals to 107.5. Then 90 divided by 80 into 100. So 90 divided by 80 into 100, it will be 112.5. Tell me, Alexander and Steve, is this clear to both of you?
Yes, sir.
All right, now we will add all the price relatives so as to find out the sigma of P1 divided by P0 into 100. So 112.5 plus 107.5 plus 150 plus 125 plus 150, it will be 635. So sigma of P1 P0 into 100 equals to 635. Now we can simply put this value into the formula. The formula is sigma P1 divided by sigma P1 P0 into 100. So that means 635 divided by number of items. How many items are there? There were, I think, 5 items were there, no? Yeah, 5 items were there. So we will divide it by 5. So we will get 635 divided by 5. 635 divided by 5, it will be 127. Tell me, Alexander, is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So this is in terms of percentage, na? So answer will be in terms of percentage as well. 635% divided by 5, it will be 127%. Any doubts?
No, sir.
So this is how we calculate the simple index number by applying both the methods. So I'm giving you one question, just do it now. Then we will see whether we can do the other questions or not. So, yeah, please solve this. Please take the screenshot of this question and solve this by the simple aggregative method. Done? Taken the screenshot?
Yes, sir.
And also after solving this, also solve this question by simple average of price relative method. Take the screenshot of this as well. Calculate it and
Sir,
let me know the answer. Done, na?
okay.
Okay. Done, Alexander?
So no, sir. I'm still
Still doing.
so
Mm-hmm.
I got simple aggregate method. I got P01 is 1400.
This is the solution of the first question, Alexander. Kindly tally your solution with this. So P1 should P1 you have got 434351.
Mm.
Alexander.
So sir, I did the other
You did
first.
the
Yeah.
You applied the other formula in this question.
No, I did the other question.
Okay, you did the other question. So this is this question you have done now.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you will have to calculate relative price for each commodity. So relative prices, sum total of all the relative prices will be 603.37. Is that what you are getting?
No, sir.
Okay, so then you must have committed some mistake. Just tell me your solution and let me know where is the problem. So you have got the relative price for the P commodity 166.7.
Yes, sir, I found the mistake.
You found the mistake, and what was the mistake?
I wrote 12 as 2.
Sorry, you wrote 12
as 2 in the.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, all right. So I think you can do this now.
Yes, sir.
So you will be able to do this question as well, now. In this question, we are simply required to add the P0, and then we will be adding P1, and we will divide the sum total of P1 with the sum total of the P0, and then we will find out the index number. The answer is 134.45. Just tell me if you feel that it is difficult, then I'll help you. Otherwise, I think you can do this question. So take it as a homework, do it, and then we will discuss it in the next class if you have any problem solving it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So you will do it as homework.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Alexander. So this is it for now. We will be talking more about index number. We will be talking about how index number is constructed by weighted index method, but all of those things will be done in the next class only. So this is it for now. Thank you so much for attending the session. Goodbye for now.
Yes, sir. Did you get the question papers I sent?
Yeah, I got the question papers. I got the question paper as well as your date sheet.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.